Hey, everybody. Hello. Oh, my goodness. You guys are waiting. You obviously don't have anything better to do this evening, right? Hey, Connie. Hi, Julie. Karen, Alicia. Hello, hello. Oh, thanks, Alicia. I really appreciate that. Sarah and Matt and kiddos. Hello. You guys are just awesome. All of my really dedicated peeps come in here right away. So, oh. Yes, I hope everyone is well too, that your kids are well, that your family's well, that you're surviving storms and heat and illness and everything else. So, oh, thank you. It's the sun. I'm sun-kissed. Oh, yeah, I've been spending a lot of time. Hey, Shayla, thank you so much. Thanks so much for coming. Yes, I've been spending some long hours out in the sun. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you, Lydia. I appreciate that. Very much so. Yes. Hey, Megan. Hi. Hello, Paul. Thank you for coming in from Holland. You were wonderful. Thank you so much. All of you guys from all over the United States and the world. And I know Josh in Australia has been a little bit busy lately trying to get ready for winter. So, but I know that not too far down the line, he'll be spending a lot more time with us. Hey, Deb. Thanks for coming in. Kiri, hello. I'm starting to get some of the names down, which is good. I really appreciate that. Hey, Dave. Good evening to you. Good evening. Oh, somewhere I've got a USB plug-in microphone that I know I can plug in here and somehow get a better sound for you guys. But, I think about it like 10 minutes before I go live, and it's like, I just need to find it, first of all. It's somewhere. I bought it, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. So hopefully I would love to get it in here and do that. Tori, hello. Oh my goodness, eyes to see. It's been a while. Thank you for coming in. You're not slow, Alicia. It's different when it's me interacting with everybody. So, Magritte, hello. Thank you. I've got Ireland in the house too. Oh, thank you. Yes, my blue. I don't know what to call it. I guess it's kind of an aqua, but it's almost a Mediterranean type of blue in that way. So I love it. Hello, Marcy. You guys, thanks so much for coming in. Narrowway Farm, hi. You guys, it's so fun. So fun to say hi to everybody. And, it's kind of fun to be able to have the first live of the evening, because by the time we get to the second and third one or fourth one, everybody's like, oh, hi again. But it does match my wall. It does. So, so Narrowway Farm, is it Ricky, or do I have the wrong one here? I just have Narrowway. I don't know if I have the right one here. It's probably something I was writing really quickly. Flagge, is that French or German? Did I get my tomatoes in? I just finished putting the last one in like 40 minutes ago, literally 40 minutes ago. So Saturday I got 15 of them in, and today I got 14 of them in. So I've got 29 tomatoes. I did have 30 plants, but one didn't make it because, Homestead Engraving with Matt and Sarah, how windy it's been. And we had really, really high winds yesterday. We were gusting to 40 and 45 miles an hour. And my little tomatoes, are like this high out of the ground, and the wind was just, I staked them right away, but there was one little one that I just didn't get the stake in time, and it kind of bit the dust. It just broke. So I did have an extra of the delicious tomatoes. So I have one bed that's all delicious tomatoes, and because they did so well last year, and they get big, they're not distorted, cat faced or whatever you want to call it. They grew well. There was no disease with them, so I just decided to do one whole bed with that. So I have 15 in one bed, and then my other bed. Did I see your pic yesterday of your tiny cucumber growing? Oh, I don't know. On Facebook? I'll have to go look, Alicia. Things have been so crazy. I've been really busy, so I was outside pretty much all day yesterday. Didn't really do much screen time until the evening, so I'm sorry that I missed it. Grammy Karen, thank you. You are a great mod. I have all wonderful mods, but thank you for putting those in. Miss Lippy, hello. How are you doing? Thank you for coming. Yes, hugs, Connie. That's true. You can always use tomatoes, never too many. So the one bed is, and my beds are 3 feet by 6 feet, but I do very condensed planting in my limited space. So I have 15 plants in one, like I said, and in the other one I have 3 different varieties. I've got some Atomic Grape from Baker Creek. I've got some Beefmaster tomatoes, and I don't remember who that's from. I don't have them in front of me. My computer's sitting on top of them right now. And then, so Beefmaster, and then Giant Beef. So I have 2 beef tomatoes. And the delicious tomatoes are good size too. They can get easily a pound to a pound and a half or something. And so I like growing the bigger tomatoes because it makes processing go so fast. I can't do tons of little tomatoes. I just don't have the time for that. So I like to do the bigger ones and just get them in there and get some sauce going and whatever I need to. You're starting to see good growth on some of your tomatoes. Awesome. Oh, wonderful. Okay, Alicia, thanks. Deb, you're baking banana walnut bread with your homemade rock house milk kefir with somebody's. Oh my goodness, that sounds wonderful. Sounds wonderful. Hey, Sunny's Place, how are you doing? Thank you for coming in. Oh, that's great, Deb. The Atomic Grape are your favorite. I've never grown them before. I've never grown grape tomatoes before, or even cherry tomatoes. So, but I saw that a lot of people were taking them, cutting them in half, and then dehydrating them, seasoning them up and everything, dehydrating them and putting them, storing them in jars, all dried for the year, and as snacks. And I was like, well, that sounds great, because I like salty, crunchy things, and they'll keep me from eating chips. So I'll be far healthier. So I'm going to try that this year and see how I do. You got your favorite Cherokee purples and super sweet 100s for you trying some new one this year. Okay. Yeah, so that my delicious are the ones I've done before. The other bed, all 3 are brand new for me. So, but as I was planting them this afternoon, they were fairly well set and ready to be planted, but the Atomic Grape were just kind of like immediately falling over, going, it's like, don't do this to me. I've been hardening them off too, but I think they're very dramatic. I think so. Oh, thanks, Miss Lippy. I really appreciate that. I know you made a comment too about how different the zones are and how crazy it is that we are growing. I'm just putting stuff in and you're harvesting already. And I know, it's crazy. Sunny, your favorite are Sun Sugar or Sun Gold tomatoes? Ooh. Oh, this sounds really good. Hey, Simply Southern Roots, how are you? Got berries, crazies, and atomics both this year to try. Oh, berries, crazy, are the cherry tomatoes? Okay. Hmm. I'm a little bit behind here, so let me quickly look and check out. Hey, Sean, hello. Thanks for being here. Um, Simply Southern Roots. Oh, Living Miracle. I missed you, Kathy. Well, hello. Thanks for coming in. So good to see everybody. It is, and this is a fantastic platform to be able to, um, really be able to see what everybody else is contending with and how they're growing stuff. And what we have to realize is that what is working for Mississippi or Louisiana is not working for me here in Minnesota. So it is a wonderful life lesson, really. So it's really good. So oh, things are coming along in your house, then, aren't they? That is great. Hey, Big Dreams, how are you doing? Oh, your slugs are terrible this year. Oh, so far I have not seen any. I did come across a nest of um, larvae, but I don't know if it was slug larvae or not, but I got rid of them. You used to grow food. Well, hello, Sherry. Thank you for coming. Used to grow food in the Midwest, now you're North Texas. It's a challenge. Yes, absolutely. Um, because you've got kind of set in your mind and your schedule in your life when things are to happen, and it doesn't happen that way. So, Scott, hello. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Karen. Oh, yeah. Gemini Homestead has a ton of stuff to do. So, you're keeping your cucumber plant inside for now. It's growing well. Super. I heard a ding come through from Facebook, so that's probably you sending me something, right? Uh, oh, Kiri, there's always those in there, right? We can harvest a lot of things other than food, rocks and bugs and, yeah, all kinds of things. Sherry, where are you from? Appreciate you being here. So I think this is your first time here? Or, I'm not sure. Sorry if you have been here quite a bit. And Rossini. Wow. Miss Lippy, you've had like lower humidity than I've had. It is hard on your garden. Yes, you have to water a lot, especially if it's hot and dry. North Texas, okay. North Texas. I keep a list of where people are from and their names so that I can try to sound a little bit more with it here. So, oh, thanks for coming, Sunny's Place. I really appreciate that. You grew up in Illinois. You can't grow cucumbers in North Texas. Oh, wow. Okay. Is it too dry for it? I'm probably way too hot too. Unless you grew them in the shade. I don't know if you've tried that or not, but it's hot and humid in Holland. Okay, Paul. Yeah, we've had unusually hot weather. Last week, um, I think I think that Monday, yeah, I was like 95 degrees. We had another day of 98 degrees. We had a couple days in there, and then it dropped down into the 60s and 70s, which was beautiful, but down close to 50 at night. And then it's been heating up. And tomorrow, for the next 2 or 3 days now, we're going to be back in the 90s again. And then another storm coming through and dropping down again a little bit. It's crazy. It's not our typical June at all. And I don't know about you, Matt and Sarah, but we've been very dry here. The grass is already getting brown, and this is like things that we would normally contend with at the end of July. It's here. It is the middle of June, so I don't know what's going on with this weather. It is crazy. So, Sean, you're at 41%. Okay. Oh, big dreams. Yeah, you have had a lot of rain. Absolutely. We need the one positive is that I haven't had to mow as often, which has been kind of nice. But it's like the trees are stressing. The grass is turning brown. I'm gonna have to water my apple trees because otherwise I'm gonna lose all of my apples. It's been really strange, really, really strange. So, oh, your broccoli flowered. Oh, yeah, it's Matt and Sarah. It's like I know the broccoli and cauliflower too. It's like you can go out one day and you like it's small, but you just want to give it a little chance to grow a little bit more. And the next day you go out and it's all flowered. I mean, it happens so fast. It really, really does. Oh yeah. Okay, you've got brown grass too, and you've actually had more rain than we have. So strange. Yeah. Anything goes for weather in Minnesota. That's very true. We have the extremes. So for anybody who doesn't really know, yeah, we can be in the hundreds easily here with a heat index of 110, 115 in the summer. Not for usually long periods of time, but at least, we can go for a week like that. And then within 6 months, we are 70 below wind chills, below zero, not even below freezing, but -0 Fahrenheit. So that's, we're talking 180-degree difference within 6 months. And so, yeah, definitely extremes. And I guess that makes us hardy. I don't know. Oh, Sean, that's an idea. That's a very good thing to ponder. I know that from the satellites and from space, they said that things are cleaning up. The pictures you see of New York City now, I mean, it's like crystal clear blue skies. It's really amazing. So, Grandma Karen, you are welcome anytime. I have an extra bed. So you can come and visit anytime you want. Hot summers, freezing winters, yeah. I think, Alicia, that we're close in latitude, if I'm not mistaken. You're just a little closer to the ocean, so I think you get more snow. But yeah, you definitely get all that. So I don't have the Tinkerer's wife on here tonight. And so you're 92, humidity is 45. Oh, that just, at those temperatures, it just sucks everything right out. And it just, oh my goodness, it is crazy. It is crazy. So yeah, weather all over the place. So I just planted last bed with veggies. I have some flowers I need to put in. I have some borage that I need to put in and marigolds. And then on the south side of my house, I have a bed that's like 2.5 feet deep by 26 wide. And I try to keep perennials in there. There's some flowers. I have lemon balm in there. But I'm going to start varying pots of other herbs in there. So I've got some sage left that I'm going to put in there. I'm going to put some peppermint there and try to start filling that bed up with, I've got tulips that come up in the spring, and it's just beautiful. I need those. And then there's one peony bush in there. But I want to, I think if you guys saw my video, you saw all those things. But I would like to, she's probably playing out in the rain. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, tornadoes, floods, and yeah. Well, we get tornadoes too. We can get floods, but it has to be lots and lots of rain. So yeah, I hear you, Miss Lippy. You get the hurricanes. Yep. Fishing is good. Oh, that's great. Um, what was it? Oh, so I've got 3 pots of lemon balm. So if I could start filling it in with herbs and just like kind of make it a perennial herb bed that the rabbits won't eat. So that's what I would like to do. So Deb, you said January 2nd you had to fly from Houston, 90 degrees, to St. Paul at below zero wind chill. Yep. To de-ice the plane twice. Absolutely. They spray the planes down with de-icer. Yep. It is a whole different lifestyle in the way that we, just because of the things that we contend with those temperatures and the climate and everything. There are, we've got to build our houses in a certain way. We've got to insulate. We've got to prepare and heavily insulate our septics and our wells and our gardens and everything. I mean, it's like there's a lot of this when I talk about winter prep. And some of you have been around, so you've seen some of my winter prep videos. But it takes a while to get ready for winter. So it's like as soon as we get done harvesting, then we go into winter prep mode, and it can take 1 to 2 months actually to get everything done and prepped for all that stuff. Patty G, hello. Oh, more blueberries. I love blueberries. I just have not had luck growing them. So if you jumped in the truck and started driving west, you'd be in the desert in just a few hours. Yeah, I hear you. I'm sure sometimes, Kira, you feel like you are in the desert where you're at. You just have ice, blizzards, and earthquakes. And volcanoes. Yes, you have volcanoes too, Sean. Oh my goodness. It's just crazy stuff all over the place. Paul, what kind of things do you have other than it's hot and humid? I mean, in Holland, we don't hear about many things, but do you have earthquakes or, flooding or, different things like that? Do you have a lot of things that weather-wise that go on? I'm not familiar with what happens there. I know, Deb. I know. That is the biggest thing that I missed when I lived in Louisiana. I lived there for 13 years, and it was because I grew up with 4 distinct seasons here. Down there, it was just like you have your 8 months of summer, and it just kind of like slides into a little bit of cooler weather in winter, and then it's like summer again. And it was just like the first year I was waiting for all of the trees to be just the brilliant colors that I'm used to up here, and they didn't do that. They just kind of dried up a little bit, maybe turned a little brown, and so it was like oh, am I making a dent in my pantry yet? A little bit. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I should do another one that's actually with my camera and not with my computer, so I get a different thing. But so your weather's freaking out, Shayla. Correct. Oh my goodness! Oh, wow, you are going to be 30 degrees cooler than I will be here. That is weird. That is weird. All right. So last week when I talked about time, you guys were all in favor of doing like an herb series. So there she is, just in time. Hello, Patty, my herb expert. That's what I was waiting for. Oh, thank you. 8 months of summer, 4 months of fall. Yes, Livy, that is true. So Paul says, no, till now, easy, but the weather is getting more and more freaking out. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to deal with hurricanes there. You don't have, I don't know if you have tornadoes or, different things like that. But Deb, I did get my gate and my posts fixed. It's a temporary fix, but I found a planer and I planed it down till I could get it set. And so I finished attaching my planter box and stringing the fencing up and around and getting that all done. So I had to readjust the latch with everything, and it'll be on a video coming up this weekend. I think I filmed about enough content for 6 videos, so it's just I have to get to the editing if I can get done in the garden. So lime time is in the mix. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hey Dawn, hello, thanks for coming. Oh, Marco, do you? Connie, thank you so much. It's like we need Patty in here to help with the herbs. So anyway, to continue on with our herb series, we're going to do sage tonight. Last week we did thyme, and if nobody got to see that, I recommend that you go back and look at that because there was a lot of great information. The Tinker's Wife is like the herb queen here. She knows, she grows and knows so much, so you can't hide it. You were trying to bury yourself in the garden and you couldn't even get away from that. Huh? Oh, Deb, thank you. Oh. Yep, and then today I actually, I got some spar polyurethane, and I sealed up the whole gate and the posts and my well cover too that Prepsteader Bob built last year. So hopefully things will last a little bit longer. You only need to keep a C out of 3/4 of hump. Oh, wow. Okay. Paul, that is a challenge. Oh my goodness. Okay. But he worked 14 years in West Texas. Well, east to west oil field. Just what? Scott had just made 70,000. I have to check. Scott had. I don't know who that is. You're not talking about Scott at Hidden Valley? Scott, you may. Because last night, was it last night you were on? Yeah, you were like one or 1,500 or something. So you're at 70,000. Is that you? Oh, Scott hit. Okay, so it wasn't you then. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Scott Head. So anyway, sage. All right, sage. We know it as a savory herb to be able to use like on meats and in soups and different things like that. Use it because it's a very potent, or I should say very strong flavor and everything to it. You don't want to use a whole lot of it, but anyway, you can use it as a garnish, as a meat rub, a vegetable seasoning in sauces and soups. You can put it in tea. I do add it to my respiratory tea, and that's one of the reasons I'm growing it, so I can make sure that I have that. So I use peppermint, sage, mullein, and then honey and elderberry tincture. So the mullein, I got seeds and I tried growing it, and then they just never started. So I'm going to have to try to find some. You grew some sage at apartments you used to live in, but couldn't use it. No. Oh. Let me see. There you go, Patty. I'm pretty selective in who I make that. So it makes a good tea if you lose your voice. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Jesus is Lord. Hello. Thank you for being in here. Yes, sausage. It's great for sausage and ground meat. Yep. So sage actually belongs to the mint family, along with thyme that we talked about last week, oregano, rosemary, and basil. I did not know that all of those were of the mint family. And it must be the characteristic of how they grow, kind of spreading out and then, being abundant in that way. And just instead of a single plant growing up, it puts out runners and starts and different things like that. So I think that's why it's all of the mint family. But, and rosemary is actually of the sage species, it says. So mint family, exactly. Mint family, oh, it's not how they grow. So what makes it the mint family then? Because this is what I read. So anyway, it's a savory herb. You may use it in small amounts. It's a subshrub. Square stems are one of the factors in determining that family. Okay. Okay, so this is square stems, not how they root out then. Okay. So square stems. Well, that's interesting. Thank you. You are, Patty. You're in caps. All right. Some of the other uses for sage is that it's a natural cleaning agent. It can, if you add it to water and stuff, it can help clean. It's also a pesticide. Exactly what formula, I'm not sure. I did not come across that. They just said it's a pesticide. And you can use it fresh, dried, or in an oil. So you can make a sage oil. So sage is actually high in vitamins and minerals, especially vitamin K, vitamin A, C, and E. It's got magnesium, zinc, and copper. So there's a lot of great vitamins and minerals in it. Loaded with antioxidants. It supports your oral health. It eases menopause symptoms. It helps to reduce blood sugar levels. It supports memory and brain health, which is really a neat thing too. It helps to lower bad LDL cholesterol. They said that it can help alleviate diarrhea and help bone health. I don't know how those two end up going together, but it can improve quality of sleep. It helps to ease insomnia. It can protect against certain cancers. And it says it may. I mean, you gotta take it for what it's worth. It can, but what it does is it suppresses the growth of cancer cells and it actually stimulates their death. So it not only just keeps it down, but it can cause them to die, which is kind of cool. The cancers that they've noticed some things in is mouth cancer, colon cancer, liver, cervix, breast, kidney, and skin cancer. So this just seems to be a really good herb to add to a lot of things. There are some side effects that because it is a very strong herb, you don't want to take it in very high doses at all, just really small doses. But it can give you some digestive issues, mouth gas or upset stomach, nausea, vomiting, agitation, wheezing, skin rash, high or low blood pressure, some allergic reactions, lowered blood sugar levels. So if you end up getting any of those kind of things, you might be allergic to sage. So just to be aware of that. I know, Patty, that you're very passionate about that, and I just you have to explain. You don't understand the word like square stems. Oh, okay. Yeah, Paul, most stems on plants are round, as they come up, but a square one will actually have, the corners and everything. And so if you look at some of those plants and look at the stems and the different ones, so that would help you on that. Alicia, It says that it can suppress the growth of cancer cells and even stimulate their death. Not simulate, but stimulate it, which means it causes it to go faster into dying. For mouth, colon, liver, cervix, breast, kidney, and skin cancer. Those are the ones that have been reported. Need to get some sage growing again. Yeah. Oh, wow. Third stage lung. Yeah, it didn't say anything about that. Sorry, Alicia, I didn't know that. So, yes, Connie, we love, Patty, we all love your passion about that. And that's why I love your input, because you know so much more. And so much of this I get from many other sources online to try to, you know, and I don't just go to one website. I usually go to at least 4 or 5 different ones and then try to pull the general information that people are providing. And so especially if, I mean, this is the first year that I'm growing sage, so I don't know all these other things, and that's why I researched that. So, but they did say that it is of the mint family, so I don't know. It self-sows, it doesn't run. Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Thanks, Patty. Appreciate that. So one of the things you can do is make a tea, a sage tea, and just to drink. The flavor might be a little strong, so I don't know what you would add to help combat that. When I add it to my peppermint and my mullein, the peppermint and mullein are the main flavors, I guess you could come out with. And so I just put a little bit of sage in. So where I would use like 1.5 teaspoons of peppermint, and this is for like 4 cups. I would use maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon of sage or something, ground sage. So you just kind of have to kind of take it what you need with that. So Michigan Daffodil, hello. How are you doing? All right, so the tea. The tea is actually rich in anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds. It promotes healthy skin and wound healing. It can improve your mood. So anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, promotes healthy skin, helps heal wounds, makes you feel better. I think that'd be great. Now, if you're using like a sage essential oil or something, if you're using 12 drops or more in something, that is considered a toxic dose. So if you are using that for any type of healing or anything like that, make sure that you only use a couple drops. It's very, very potent. Okay, so all about the growing. You should start the plants indoors and transplant them. For zones 5 through 8, sage is a perennial, and it can last about 4 to 5 years. It says before we should probably, before it starts running out, unless, Patty, you've had different experience, and I don't know what zone you are out in Oregon, but, oh, I know Michigan Daffodil, that's really hard when it does that, so, oh, good. I'm so glad, Matt and Sarah. That's awesome. Anna Marie, that's great. I should take lots of notes. Thank you. That's so great. The one thing that's beautiful about a video like this is that it's recording it, so you can always go back to it and listen to it too. That's the one thing I've been working on the last couple of years now, is just trying to expand my herbs, because I'm finding that I'm using a lot more of them, for one thing, and as evidenced the last few months, it's been really hard to get a hold of them. Where I've normally gotten my herbs at the health food section at a grocery store, they've had, like these bulk organic frontier herbs and stuff like that, and they've totally shut that down. And so I've had to find different sources. if I'm not able to grow them. So I'm trying to do that. So, so you're in 8B there. Okay. Um, so yeah, it says zone 5 to 8. It'll last 4 to 5 years. Anything zone 9 and more, it's an annual because it doesn't tolerate summer heat and humidity well. So, hello, K Rob. Thanks for coming in. Yes, it is hard to find them at nurseries. Definitely. Absolutely. Thanks, Grammy Karen. Um, 6 to 8 weeks prior to the last frost is good enough to start it indoors. Blue sage smells so good. You planted one from the store. It's different than regular sage. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's a Mediterranean sage. There's a Russian sage. The blue sage. You had a sage that lasted 8 years. Okay. Yeah, and I think Patty, that again, that ends up, depending on what zone you're in, what your heat and humidity is, and all that kind of stuff. So it didn't say anything below zone 5, so I'm zone 3. So we will see how that goes. So I've got some in my herb boxes in the raised beds in my garden, and then I'll put some in the south bed, like I said, and which gets more sun. It's up against the house. It stays a little warmer, and I put a heavy layer of leaves and insulating on it through the winter, which the beds don't really get, my raised beds. So that's kind of why I'm doing it in 2 different places to see where it's going to last longer. Patty, I do have a question. Do rabbits eat sage? I know they don't like peppermint. They haven't touched my lemon balm. They don't like anything like super fragrant, and sage is pretty fragrant. So I was just wondering if the rabbits tend to like that. Yeah, and I would have to look. I started mine from seed, which is the box underneath my computer here, so I don't want to flip you guys on your head in order to look and see what I've got. So anyway, for harvesting and for preparing it for winter and all this kind of stuff, they recommend that you cut the sage back in the spring. If you cut it in the fall, it might not last through the winter. So that there's more plant and more bush and different things like that. That helps protect it a little bit better. So after pruning, it will get new sprouts and it'll get bushier. So for the winter, mulch it with straw and to help protect the roots and everything in the plant a little bit. So when you prune it, you want to prune it after significant growth. Just don't, it's 4 inches high. It's like, oh, let's start pruning it. Get some really good significant growth on it. Patty, you might have a recommendation of how tall you should let it go, if it's a foot, if it's 3 feet or something like that. So hello, JB. Hi. Oh, yes, absolutely. No bulk buying. It has been challenging because I relied on that for all my spices and all my herbs for years now, and all of a sudden it's not there, and it's like, oh my goodness. I will have to say though, the peppermint that I grew last year and harvested and dried, it was far better than the peppermint I got at the store. So that was pleasing to me. All right, so when you trim it, you can prune it in September with no issues. Okay, for warmer climates. All right. For me, I would not be able to. I've got to protect it more. It says cut off 1/3 of the new growth. Avoid cutting into the older woody part of the plant, as it can result in non-productive branches. You hang to dry your sage. Okay, very neat. And so you don't lose potency by hanging. That's one thing I've heard. I mean, because it's like coming back into a big thing of bunching it and just hanging them all over to let them dry. But I've also read that the herbs will lose a lot of their flavor and their potency with that. So Just wanted to see what you thought about that too. It's on the tag for blue sage. Is a sweet, calming scent. And salvia. Okay. Oh, that would be really good. Blue sage. Herbs planted to discourage deer are also rabbit-resistant herbs. Okay. Chives and others such as onion, sage, yarrow, and catnip are distilled for rabbits. Sweet. Okay. Chives, onions, yarrow, catnip. Nice. K-Rob, I am in zone 3. There's a lot of zone 4 around me in Minnesota. Northern Minnesota is zone 3, but I'm in West Central, and there's like this little, almost a finger that comes out, this little hand that comes out in this part of the state that I just get. I'm easily 10 degrees colder than a couple hours away. So that just throws me into a different zone. You've dehydrated them on the lowest setting. It takes a bit. Okay. Heat and light are not good. Oh, okay. Great. Okay, so I don't have to dehydrate that. It is not a tender herb. Okay. Not all sages are edible. Okay. So, so we really need to know what we're getting when we, I should see. I'm going to take you on a little bit of a ride here. Sorry, folks. I just want to. I should be in this one. I think. And my little pack of my herbs. First thing. Of course, it's probably in a different one. Oh well. I'll have to look and see what sage I have here. Okay. Ooh, smells good with lemon balm. Viticosa's Frontier Herbs. Oh, okay. Great idea. Thank you. Thank you, Megan. Hi, Zany May. How are you doing? Thank you for coming. You've been told to avoid losing the beneficial oils and herbs, to hang dry them as opposed to dehydrating them. Supposedly, you can tell in the aroma and flavor dehydrating it is not necessary for storage. Oh, okay. Bye, JB. Thanks so much for coming. You have a great week, too. So let me see. Oh, and also trim them off your plant in the morning when the foliage is moist but dry on the surface. So it's retaining all of its flavor and goodness and everything. So. Oh, Sean, I like how you put that. That's great. You only planted it once, but the bee balm just taken off to shade it out. Okay. Anyway, so that is sage. So I guess be careful of what you are, what variety you're planting, to make sure that if it's going to be for just fragrance or if it's going to be edible. Sorry, this chair is like hard. The blue sage leaves dry fully on the counter in 24 hours. Nice. You know what, Zany May, that sometimes that's what you need to do. So, so my dehydrator says to put them at 105 degrees, which is not much warmer than a lot of the air temperatures that are out there. But today I harvested my first of the year. I've got a bunch of others, but some comfrey leaves, and so I do them in different ways. But these are just whole, and what I do, I'll just take one here and show you. So it's all nice and crunchy and crispy. And yet comfrey leaves are very fibrous, I guess you could say, and they hold together really well when they're dry. What I do is I'll store these, just stack them all up like in a half-gallon jar, and then put these away. And then through the winter, if I need them for the medicinal applications, I have these all ready to go. And so I just dried these on 105, the lowest setting on my dehydrator, and these dried really, really quickly. Then they don't get brown or anything. But then when I go to use it, all I have to do is dunk this in some, I have a small pot, get the water to the boil and then turn it off. And then I can just dunk this in for like 10 or 20 seconds or something, just to get it rehydrated, activate the oils in there. And then I can wrap it, or, whatever I need to do, that type of thing. So the other thing I'm going to do is have some, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this batch. I would take some and then just crinkle them up, crunch them kind of in that way. So I'm making crunchies all over. But I'll crunch them up, put them in a jar, and then I'm going to make some comfrey oil out of that. Add some probably almond oil or something to it, and maybe coconut oil, and make a really nice comfrey oil that I can use for salves and things like that. So, oh, Grammy Karen, thank you for coming. I hope I didn't miss you saying goodbye, but I appreciate you being there. Oh yeah, we only have 10 minutes left here. So the culinary sage, okay, purple sage. Oh, very nice, Connie. I'm so glad you can get some comfrey. Oh, good. Oh, Karen, thank you so much. I really appreciate you helping out. All my mods are so great. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. If you guys, check out their channels. Brenda, hello. I'm sorry I didn't see you here before. Your bee balm is a good 2 feet. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is awesome. Thrifty VG, hello. Some new people coming in. This is great. Hello. I really appreciate that. So anyway, that's my comfrey. I've got that started. So when I get enough, as I dehydrate this and I crumble it into a jar, as soon as I get like a pint jar big enough or something, then I'll add the oil to it. And to make the oil and infuse it, it will need 3 to 4 weeks of steeping in there, and then the oil will be ready. So when we watch the replay, will the chat conversation stay up? It should. I hope so. Yeah, Tiger Life? Do we have a new person in here? Tiger Life. Oh, sorry. Autocorrect. There you go. Couple other things. What did I have here? So we got through the herbs. Oh, we got to get these in. My garden tip. All right. Start mulching now for the dry weather. So it helps to keep your soil at a steady moisture. So this is if you don't have any type of, I know Matt and Sarah, you do a Back to Eden garden, that type of thing, so everything is really pretty much mulched already. But if, like in your raised beds or whatever, make sure you start mulching now, so that everything is all ready. Don't start to mulch once it's really, really dry, because, you can do it, but it's better to keep your soil at a steady moisture all through the summer. And you don't want it like super saturated or anything, but just a steady moisture, and mulching will help to keep it that way, especially for the tomatoes, because tomatoes will shrink, or they'll all of a sudden explode. And thank you, Dawn, so much. Fist bump. That's cute. they will, they will, can all of a sudden if there's a lot of moisture, they will split, and then you can get disease and all that. So if you can keep a steady moisture on that, make sure you mulch. And you can mulch it. It also keeps the ground at a steady temperature too, rather than getting cold and hot and different things like that. So you can mulch with straw, wood chips, grass, or shredded paper, any of those kind of things. All right, now prep tip for the night. I know, that is cute, isn't it? As we were talking about herbs, the sage and then thyme last week, start gathering them now, dry them, and store them. Don't worry about like making all your oils, all your stuff now. Just like I was showing with the comfrey, I'm just drying it and I'm going to store it away so that when you have more time in the winter, then you can start working on that and having the oils and doing all that, make your tea mixes, all that kind of stuff. So when you have more time, when you're not so consumed with things outside and the garden and harvesting and canning and preserving, all that stuff, don't worry about trying to get all of that in there too. Just dry it, store it away, put it in a jar with a moisture absorber, maybe an oxygen absorber, and then like vacuum seal it. That's a great way of preserving all the flavors and everything in there. So yeah, any tinctures and oils, different things like that. So that really helps to keep it going. I got a new book, and hey, Wide Family Farm, thanks for coming in. Really, really appreciate that. I don't remember who recommended this book. I don't remember. It might have been Freedom Homestead, but I'm not sure. But I got this week. It's called The Backyard Homestead, and it's produce all the food you need on just a quarter of an acre, a fourth of an acre. So it's like, so many of us think, oh man, I need 5 acres, I need 20 acres or something to be able to do everything I need. But this is all about producing on a small piece of land and everything like that. Alicia, no, I don't, because I haven't grown cucumbers for a long time. And actually, I've never been successful in getting a good pickle. So, and I don't know if it's my water, if it's what I've used or whatever, but I've never made a good pickle. So I don't want to do a video on really bad pickles. It would not be good. So, okay, well, that's a good thing to know, Patty. So it needs lots of air circulation. That's good. It's easy to grow from cuttings or to do layering in the soil from low branches. Okay. So anyway, there's a section here that I had open to. It's on preserving herbs. So on drying your herbs. Like this is a cute little drying rack here. You could make something like that. And then there's a guide to dried herbs and what they're good for. From anise to thyme, what part of the plant you use, whether it's seeds or leaves or pods or whatever, and then what food you use it for. Like anise is good for sweet rolls, salads, and cookie batter. Chives for omelets, salads, casseroles, fennel, garlic, mint, oregano, sage, all that kind of stuff. So sausages, cheese, poultry, and omelets are good for sage. So anyway, I had opened it up to this, but there's a lot of really great subject matters in here. It's 7 o'clock. Apparently they had done a first edition, but anyway, if you go online and check it out, it's really great. Oh, on the back here it says, what can you harvest from a quarter of an acre? You can harvest 1,400 eggs, 50 pounds of wheat, 60 pounds of fruit, 2,000 pounds of vegetables. That's a lot of vegetables. 280 pounds of pork, which would really be one pig. And 75 pounds of nuts. So depending on your trees. So Anna Marie, the Backyard Homestead. And who's it by? Carlene Madigan. Yeah, Carlene Madigan. And I think I just got on Amazon. So, but anyway, for those of us who have just a small property and a limited area, it's got a lot of great information on there. So just, oh, Deb, you love the book. Okay, good. Infused horehound honey. Oh, wow, that sounds great. Sometimes you have to go to a tab for the live chat. Oh, okay. I will double check on that, Megan. Hopefully, for some reason, since I was monetized, I don't have access to my live shows for like 24 hours. So it's hard for me to go in and look to see what's going on with it. But I'll double check on that. Use a skirt hanger with its little clips. Oh, that's really clever. I could see you hanging them all along the top of your greenhouse. That would dry them really quick, wouldn't it? Or is it too humid in there right now? Oh, yeah, horehound cough drops. You guys, there's so many things to be able to make and so many things to work on. So I so appreciate you guys spending your hour with me and giving me this time. There's a lot of lives tonight. This is a whole string of them. There's Stivers are on right now, and Freedom Homestead, Two Family Homestead. I think Sutton's Days is on. There's a bunch of others going on. Is it Two Cedar Farm? There's a lot of lives happening right now. So check them out, and thank you for being here. I really, really appreciate it so much. I love spending this time with you guys. You looked into collecting your walnuts once, but it's true. Yes, are they black walnuts, Matt? Because those are tough. My neighbor has some black walnut trees, and we tried to do them one year, and oh my goodness, that was a chore. That was a real chore. So, I'm so glad, Julie, you like learning about herbs. Thank you. Who else do we have here? Thank you, Zany. May you have a great week too. All right, Connie, everybody, you take care. Appreciate you being here. God bless. Take care, and always have hope. Good night. There we go.